Hello, this is Anarchy Selman, and this is the first video I've ever made, so bear with me if it's not perfect. Well, anyway, I made this video because I got into the Dream SMP recently, and I've been a fan. I just love everything about it, the role-playing and all that stuff. But there has been one character that I really like, but I feel has a lot of misconception being thrown around him. And that character is BBH. With BBH's recent villain arc, where he's infected by the egg, everyone seems to think that he's basically this tragic figure that only wanted to save Skeppy. And I just don't think it's the case. He is tragic in a sense, yes, but he's really not as good of a person as everyone makes him out to be. Yeah, I'm not joking. I think that our little muffin head is a bad person. And I can go as far as to say that he has the potential to be as bad as Dream. People seem to act like BBH only turned evil in the Crimson arc, but honestly he was evil even before that. When he made the Badlands with Ant and Sam, he then had the plan to create endless conflict between the factions to tire them out, and then expand the Badlands over the SMP. Now if you don't see what's evil about that, then I don't know what to say. And what makes it worse is that BBH admitted that he was going to enjoy the chaos he was going to create. That is not the word of a person who does things for the greater good. If BBH truly believed that the chaos was just a means to an end, then why would he enjoy, doing it and betraying the people around him? Especially since there were people who trusted him from both sides, including Quackity, who has been confirmed to be BBH's friend, and he was on Pogtopia's side at the time. If his plan worked even better than it did, then both Pogtopia and Manberg would have been stuck in an endless war that they didn't know was manipulated by someone else. Everyone would have suffered, and that would be BBH's fault. Well, I mean, more so the members of the Badlands' fault, but it's still kind of a lot of BBH's fault because he was the one to make the plan in the first place. But yeah, a lot of people would have suffered because of the Badlands and thus BBH's actions. He also joined Techno's side in destroying the newly reformed Manberg, and not for freedom like Techno, but because it would benefit his own faction. This becomes even worse when you realize that that was the exact same thing that Dream was doing during the Pogtopia and Manberg War, keeping the conflict going to weaken the two sides so that he can thrive. Just like BBH. Now let's forget about the past and do a huge time skip to the present and go right to BBH's sacrifice, in quotation mark, for Skeppy and his infection. Now the reason why I said sacrifice in quotation mark is because people really like to think that BBH getting infected to be with Skeppy was him selflessly trying to help his friend, when in reality his reason for getting infected was kind of purely selfish. It was not to save him, it was to be with him. Because Skeppy's still infected, and he's probably still suffering, as BBH says. But for BBH, it really doesn't matter, because he gets to be with him, so why should he care? You see where I'm getting at? And that's not even getting to the fact that BBH knew that him getting infected would probably make him hurt people, because he was infected before, so he knew what the effects were. In Quackity's conversation, he even slips up and reveals his true feelings about, sacrificing everyone else to just be with Skeppy. He says things like, sometimes you gotta sacrifice some things for the thing you want the most. And he also said, as long as I'm with my best friend, I don't care. This really confirms that BBH is really ready to sacrifice everyone's safety just to be with his best friend. That also does put doubt on how much he actually cares for his other friends. He doesn't actually show the tiniest bit of remorse in Quackity's conversation. Yeah, he said when he's talking about Skeppy, but that's about it. He really only cares about chaos, power, and Skeppy. Everyone else seems more of a means to an end to him. So yeah, everyone likes to pretend that BBH is just... BBH the character, by the way, I'm not talking about the real person, because the real person is really the complete opposite. The character of BBH and the real person do act similarly, but when you get to their real person, they are completely different. BBH, the character BBH, is really selfish and has been an agent of chaos. Well, the real BBH is just a really nice, wholesome person. And people seem to have trouble making the difference between the two. Also, on another note, people don't seem to understand that Quackity doesn't even know about BBH's previous plan to take over the SMP by creating conflict. So of course he's surprised at BBH's corruption. But if he knew that, I could bet you that he would react a lot differently, and probably wouldn't be as surprised by BBH's villainous behavior. So yeah, I'm gonna stop here because I can talk about this for hours, but I really don't want to go over this for that long. I will maybe make a full analysis on BBH's character, but I'm not good at making promises. If you have something to add, you can add it in the comments. So yeah, have a nice day. Goodbye.